Excuse me. Of course. Just consulting the tomes here. Yes. Have to apologize for the state of my pre-release box. Crushed by a dragon's horde it was. In a pre-release box in the ground, there lived a Hobbit deck. Pre-release Hobbit, getting to it kind of late. All I can say is I was delayed, unfortunately. Yes, but look at this amazing artwork on this pre-release box. It is something else. A couple of prize packs here. Your boy didn't do too bad the other night, but hey, let's get into it. Well, first off, while we slide the box out and almost take the Hobbit hole completely out, my box did take some shit because it was crushed by a dragon's horde. As I said earlier, a little bit of an accident with some of the other stuff we picked up in my bag leaving pre-release, but the cards all survived. Here's our spin down die, continuing the trend of me only ever seeming to be able to pull swamp spin downs. To the die spin it goes. Oh, also, what are these? Oh, a few singles here. A little Fear of Abduction. Yeah, just like the art. Some turtle stuff. Picked up. Work on the collection, and yeah, we'll get to the rest later. So yeah, pre-release. I mean, I guess the first thing out of the box that you always want to take a look at with the Hobbit here are the lands. And yes, of course, we have a full set of the Plains Shire lands. Spring, summer, the controversial pumpkin-laden fall, and winter. All plains, all full art, all amazing. We left those out because, as you're about to see, our choice was basically made for us during pre-release. There's our cool divider. Oh, I don't think I ever actually looked at that. It's pretty awesome. The whole moon runes on the map. The choice became pretty clear to me upon opening the package with the lands in it first, because that is also where the promo card was stored. My promo card, although you couldn't tell it is a promo card, was Ravanian Rampager, Creature Wolf. Whenever this creature attacks, you may sacrifice another creature. If you do, put a number of +1/+1 counters on this creature equal to sacrifice creature power. When this creature dies, amass goblins X, where X is this creature's power. Goblins and Wolves. Rakdos, Goblins, and Wolves. Goblin Town, Rakdos, Iron Hills, Boros. You'll see why in just a second. But as far as the tokens go, we only had one Goblin army to play with, and no Wolves. There's your useless human recruit soldier. So let's go through the deck first, shall we? Front porch sentries, nice little cheap goblins that we can get out there, sacrifice, and get some removal off of. Ah, here we go. We'll get into these really quick, but let's get that other front porch sentries out. Same card. Head of the Hunt. First thing I pull rare out of a pack is this beautiful showcased Head of the Hunt, and I pulled another one. If opponent controls creature would die, exile it instead. When you do, create 2/2 green wolf creature token. I tried going green-black for Ferocious at first, but really didn't have enough green, as you'll see later, that really triggered Ferocious, so it seemed kind of a waste. I didn't get much green at all, actually. And the red, while there's not a lot in here, was the only thing that really synergized well. We could have also gone another direction, and we'll talk about that later. Gathering Darkness, quite an expensive card to return a target creature from your graveyard to your hand, but you don't have to be as careful with your creatures this way, and you can amass goblins pretty quickly. 2 of those. And you go down to Goblin Town. Pretty handy, especially against green-black players, to get rid of some bears early on. Another nice little bit of removal. Ravening Warg. When this creature attacks, when you control a creature with power 4 or greater, you gain 2 life, and I believe there's another one of those hiding, yes, in here. These got a lot of action and managed to keep me in a lot of games that probably would have been over with quicker than they were. Oh, another one that we pulled a couple of. I don't have... Oh, what did I do with the other one? That's unfortunate. Oh, there he is in the very back. Duskwatch Hunter. A hybrid card, so we played it black, but the creature can't be blocked by tokens. Very useful, especially since I ended up playing one other Rakdos player and an Azorius recruit player. So this was pretty useful and pretty helpful in getting some defense and attacks in also. Master of Lake Town. I think I got to play him a couple rounds, and forcing people to mill unless they're Azorius. We'll talk about that later. Also pretty useful. Stir Up Trouble, just another cheap removal spell that works on pretty much everything but one creature. We'll also talk about that. And then a very limited amount of red. The only Smog card I pulled is this amazing artwork by Chris Cold, but it is the common Smog. He does come with that Spew Flame to deal 5 damage. It's kind of costly to get out there, but almost every time I pulled this card, I was able to play both the adventure and the creature. Oftentimes, by the time I could play the creature, the game was already over in my favor, so not a bad thing to have. Pinecone Strike. Choosing one or both for a 2-drop instant is very nice, especially against anybody who is generating tokens, goblin armies, and regular creatures. Goblin Town Flunkies. Always good to just get things going, and doesn't hurt anything to sack him. 4. The So Slow Hunter's ability in order to get other cards out and play them if you're getting mana screwed or mana flooded, as the case may be. Couple of artifacts of importance. Giant's Boulder, which is just a great card. It's a 1-drop to scry, and then add mana of another color. Very important when we get to this 3rd color that I gently splashed into the Rakdos pot. And then you've got an expensive but effective destroy target permanent card. Troop of Ponies. Pretty much just there to get mana out when I needed it. Worked really well for that. And here's kind of where things get a little split. We're not doing just Goblin Warg sacking here. We're playing a little equipment. And here's why. For 2, when this thing enters, you can amass Goblins 1, attach this equipment to it, and you have a 2/1 with Menace. If you have all these other cards amassing Goblins, you get a pretty tall Goblin pretty quickly. It is expensive to re-equip, though, if they get rid of your tall Goblin. And that's something to keep in mind with this set, if you haven't already figured it out by playing. The Goblin army is a single token, whereas everything else is making 1/1, multiple 1/1 recruit, creature, soldier, human, whatever, 2/2 dwarves. Those are all wide, whereas this goes tall. Somebody I played who was also playing Rakdos was sacrificing 1s off of their Goblin army. I let it go because it didn't really seem worth fighting over, and I ended up going 2-0 against them anyway, so it was, kind of a waste of breath to get that much about it on a pre-release. Crude Bent Blade, let's talk about this briefly, because this is really an underrated common in my opinion. It is equipment, it is a 3-drop, but when it enters, the opponent sacrifices a creature of their choice. That is really good if you are playing somebody who is playing green-black bears, or green-black spiders, or blue-green spiders, or anything with death touch, anything that's big, anything that your little goblins and medium-sized wargs can't take out. That's really nice, and then it's cheap to equip, so then you can stick it onto your buffed up goblin army that already maybe has Menace, or stick it on a death touch warg, or stick it on one of these cards where when you attack it triggers something if you have Ferocious. It's a really good card to have. I like it quite a bit and used it quite a bit very effectively. And the best card that I pulled all night, the only mythic rare as a standard for me, Orcrist Goblin Cleaver. Not standard for me, the fact that it is the showcase. And yeah, awesome card. Quick creature gets +2/+2 and trample. When it deals combat damage, choose a creature type, create a treasure token for each creature you control of that type. And rarely got to use that ability, but it is a very nice piece of equipment. Why all the equipment? Why the Iron Hills red-white card in there? Here's why. Dwalin Weapon Master. First strike, when he enters, put a hone counter on each equipment you control, so you buff this equipment that you've made immediately. And none other than Thorin Oakenshield, who I basically stuck in there because A, I love the Todd Naismith art, and B, the Storied, which I got to activate twice, I think, and it didn't end up doing a whole lot for me by itself. If I had gone the other way I was thinking I could go with these cards, it might have been more, useful and used more, but as it was, it did all right. It did its job. Oh, and gnashing of teeth. I forgot that went to the bottom. Kind of good for getting rid of either a bunch of tokens or one big thing. Again, for the most part. Let's go through some cards that we didn't use, shall we? I think first on top is a little bit of red. Ragged Short Spear. A good cheap piece of equipment, but it's kind of a discard draw. Equip creature. The equip is a little expensive for 3. And we pulled hella white. The other direction I could have gone, I think maybe effectively. I don't know if I would say more effectively. Would have been Boros. Ironically, the guild that I always try to play whenever I have the cards for it. And this time I was just thinking, nah, I'm not going to be able to pull it off. And it might have gone better, but we got Settle the Wreckage. Of course, an excellent card no matter what you're playing. And this one, an Unexpected Party. Not the card you want to be playing against, I found out in my last round. But an amazing card, nonetheless. Creating X 2/2 red dwarf creatures is awesome. And then creatures you control of the chosen type getting +2/+2, also awesome. Eagle's Rescue, very cool artwork. We have a couple Dwarven Provisioners in here. One foil, one not. A Dwarven Short Sword, creating a Dwarven token. Vowed Erebor. If it's a dwarf, you can attach equipment to it. Ori, Keeper of Songs. I think there's 3 in here. Anyway, he has storied +1 in Vigilance. Bofer has Lifelink. He's a 1-drop. I mean, he is just a 1/1, but target artifact or creature you control gains hexproof and indestructible. And then you get a 1/1 lifelink. Yeah. Dory, Bearer of Friends. One I also considered putting in the black-red deck that I ended up making. Trample him when he enters, create a treasure token. And, as we saw earlier, Settle the Wreckage. So, tons of cool cards in white that we could have done. Probably gotten away with a Boros Dwarf deck, but ultimately not the way that I went. And for the most part, I'm pretty happy with how what I built played. Here's some black that we didn't use. The Stony Voiced Goblins. When it enters, opponent discards a card. Reverend Howl, which got used against me a few times to give something +2/+2 and trigger Ferocious and then gain lifelink. Desolation Prowler, which also you can use to kind of trigger some Ferocious. Rage into the Valley, which I sleeved and then ended up taking out when I decided to add Thorn and Dwalin into the deck. Not a bad card, but you draw a card and then you gain 2 goblins. I don't know. Golem the Abandoned, who I played against this and the Mythic Rare version of. Kind of useful, but I didn't end up going with it. Good to Bad Opportunist, which I left out simply because he was expensive. But also, decent enough card for exiling the top and playing it. This stuff I kind of grouped into my white-blue that I immediately knew I wasn't going to play because I didn't really have a lot of recruit going on within this stuff. There are some good blue cards and some good white-blue cards here. Just not enough to really make anything pop. Patient Instructor, obviously one of the commons that people really like for this set. Lake Town Lookout, not a bad one at all. You can recruit. Oh, here we go. Tokens. Sorry, this stuff got a little messed up. Elf, Treasure, Human. There's your Enduring Story emblem and your On an Adventure emblem for Bilbo's card. Oh man, what did I do here? Got things all twisted around. Well, let's jump into green for a minute, shall we? Not a lot of green, like I said. Wargling, Addercop, Quarrel, couple of these, I think, yeah. One Wood Elf. If I'd had more than one, it probably would have swayed me more towards green. A Little Bear, Old Fat Spider, Wilderland Scrounger, which does seem like a pretty sweet card. Whenever it attacks while you control a creature with Ferocious, or +4, sorry, you get a +1/+1 on each creature you control. That's expensive but awesome. The Mirkwood Pathmaker, Woodland Weave Master, which is great if you're playing blue-green. Mirkwood Nurture, which is a blue-green hybrid. Elven King's Hall, the only other hybrid land I pulled. Some more equipment, the Well-Worn Spatula, Gain Life, +1/+1. Oh, long body gray dog, kind of an interesting card from Bjorn's house there. Got that thing flashed and blocked on some of my stuff quite a bit. Key to the side door, which I guess would be more useful if you were playing a lot of doors in that red-white deck. I wanted to show these off because I pulled these two basics, but man, these basic lands in this set go hard. They go way harder than a lot of basic lands. First of all, the regular basic land with the frame and the verses. The wind went on from west to east, all movement in the forest ceased, but shrill and harsh across the marsh its whistling voices were released. Incredible. And in this first land in the first pack that I opened, absolutely gorgeous. I love it. Really, really good stuff. I mean, the art that I was rallying against earlier, I still feel like some of this stuff is just not up to snuff with Lord of the Rings, but man, a lot of it was, better than I was anticipating. So I was pleasantly surprised and pleasantly proven wrong. Oh, let's see, what else do we have? Smog's Fury, +3 reach for strike, not bad at all. Magnificent End, which is, what was the thing that I just used? Oh, and Boros, or not Boros, Lorehold, Johnny's Resolve, maybe. Great little instant kill spell. Wonderful artwork on that thing, by the way. Here's our stone boulder that the stone giant makes, and a dragon token. There's an island. The stream shall run in gladness, the lake shall shine and burn, and sorrow fail in sadness at the mountain king's return. There we go. Bard the Bowman. Very awesome. Elven Raft Steerer. Great for your landfall Simic deck. And then here we go, the third showcase I pulled. Crazy luck with the showcases in this deck, because I never pull showcase cards, and I certainly never pull anything of different artwork styles in a pre-release. Maybe one, definitely not three. So, Bilbo can't be blocked. Pain in the ass to play against him as well. Let's see if we can get to my favorite pain in the ass card. Oh yeah, it's next after this one. Enchanted River's Grasp. Basically, a sleep spell with an added thing of removing counters. In Gandalf, the mono blue common Gandalf, the most annoying goddamn card I played against all night, because he's a 4/5. He has Ward 3, and so every single removal spell, which already involves sacrificing a creature, or paying extra mana, or already having a ton of mana to pay to do 5 damage off of Spew Flame, now is like an 8-drop spell. And you're playing blue, so guess what they're going to do every time you try to do it? Counter you. Or they'll just have 4 of them in their deck. Ugh. Yeah. Confuscate and be bother, excuse me. Plunder the Troll Shaws. I love the name of that card. Lakeshore Apothecary. She's gnarly, so you gotta kill her quick when you're playing those Azorius control decks. Mirkwood Mediator. Another Enchanted River's Grasp. Another Mirkwood Mediator. Hero's Soldier. On an Adventure. A Dwarf Token. Enduring Story. Hobbit Hole. Sack. Pretty good if you're playing like Sackville Baggins is, or what are those guys? The Hobbit Notaries. Oh, Iron Hill Stalwart, and there's the other Ori, Keeper of Songs, and Eagles of the Great Shelf. Whenever this creature attacks, it gets +1/+1 until end of turn for each other creature you control. So yeah, the synergies obviously were just there for Rakdos and Boros, and I went Rakdos, and overall went 2-2, hence the 2 prize packs, but I feel pretty good about it because I went the distance with the other guys, went 1 and 2 on both those, but took them the whole round to take me out. Went overtime on both of them, actually. Let's see. First opponent played another Rakdos player and was just able to get the damage in quicker. Second opponent was playing Golgari Ferocious, and they had, let's see, Ordinary Bear, which is not so ordinary. Great Big Bear, which super sucks to try and fight or take down if you're just playing goblins and wargs. And Dancing from Dark Till Dawn, a card I absolutely hate. And if you pull it, good for you. Third player was also Golgari Bears, but I guess I just had better luck on my draws, and I mean, so with the second guy, the second game, did I take the first one? No, I took the second one. The third game was over with pretty quick because we were down to close to time, and I had to, of course, it always happens to me in one pre-release, mulligan twice. So that game was over from the start. But yeah, final round. At this point, I think I was, what? I'd only lost one, so I would have been, no, I'd lost two because I lost the, so anyway, we get to the final fourth round of the night, and I am 2-1 in my matches, and I'm like, what, 5-2 total overall games. Feeling pretty good. And sit down across from somebody playing Azorius Control. And while I'm spending all of my time trying to get rid of this wandering wizard, I don't remember the combination. I don't remember how it worked. There was something involving Bilbo, and there was something involving the unexpected party and bouncing it in. And essentially, I went from about to get the kill shot to there's 5 2/2 dwarves, and then there's 7 4/4 dwarves, and then all those 4/4 dwarves become 8/8 dwarves. And the next turn, it was going to be over. So, how I managed to win the second round of that, I do not remember. I think I just got out my removals faster. Crude Bent Blade, I'm pretty sure, saved me. And then I think on the third round, when I was about to pull Crude Bent Blade and go for the swing and send him packing before all those dwarves came out, we got countered. So, you know, you win some, you lose some. It's all fair in love and hobbits. But it was very fun. And yeah, I turned the cheek a little bit on some of the card art. It's pretty amazing. Without further ado, though, let's get down to the real reason that we're here. Popping some regular old packs. No seeded influencer booster packs tonight. Just regular old cards. Oin the Brave, storied. As long as you have an enduring story, Oin gets +1 and has haste. It would be pretty sweet to get all 13 of the dwarves, I'm just going to say. Our good friend, the Ravening Warg. I love him. I love to play him. Plunder the Trollshaws. Just love the card's name because it's awesome. Vow to Erebor. Quarrel. Little Bear. Gundabad, Opportunist. Dwarven Short Sword. Gnashing of Teeth. I didn't realize that was an uncommon. Sound the Trumpets. Okay, the first card that I haven't seen yet. Sound the Trumpets is the counter target spell. If the spell's mana value is 2 or less, you can recruit off of that. 3, that sucks. Nasty Little Rabbit. I did see him. I did fight against him. I did not pull him. Also, the Fierce Bee. Nice, man. I'll take that. I'll take another Settle the Wreckage. Pretty excellent. Ooh, and a foil. Gorgeously foiled Vow to Erebor. 2 Vow to Erebors in 1 pack. Oh, man. Now we're talking, dude. Look at that. Well, not the Fellowship. The Company. Heading out on the quest. Gorgeous looking planes. Courtesy of the W. Fleming illustration. I don't know what that's from. An Enduring Story Dwarf token. So I will say that this belies one of the issues that comes with a small set. Much like Ninja Turtles, it's not going to take you many packs to see pretty much everything except for the rares and mythics, and obviously all the collector booster stuff, which people are going nuts over now. I'm sure it'll temper and go down a little bit, and then it'll steadily come back up, because even though it's not as big and as bad as Lord of the Rings, it is still a Hobbit. It was still sold out pre-release. The first night I went to pre-release, the store the very next day had another sold out pre-release. So congratulations to Jay. He runs a great tournament, and I hope that everybody had fun, because I sure did, despite getting clowned by Azorius as usual. Dwarven Provisioner, Wargling, Pinecone Strike, Reverent Howl, Fusticate and Bidbalda, Lake Town Lookout, Long-Bodied Grey Dog, such a strange looking card, Rage into the Valley, Bilbo Luckweaver, the regular version of Bilbo Luckweaver, very disturbing artwork, Thranduil, Sindarin Liege. Here we go, man. A Thranduil card. We didn't see a whole lot of elves. I didn't play anybody playing elves, really. Sylvan Rally. Mill 4 cards, then put up to 2 land cards among them into your hand. Other elves you control get +1/+1. When a land you control enters, create a 1/1 green elf creature token. Pretty cool. Alright. Gandalf, Spark Starter, the uncommon Gandalf Reach. When Gandalf enters, he deals 3 damage, divided as you choose among 1, 2, or 3 targets. Good for getting rid of goblins. There we go. Desert Wereworm, a Dragon Worm. This creature gets +2/+0 for each mountain you control. And put him in there with, Shocker from Spider-Man. Whenever you attack with creatures with total power 12 or greater for the first time each turn, untap all attacking creatures. After this phase, there is an additional combat phase. They are loving that ability in Magic right now. Bolg of the North, nice, man. I'm glad we got to see a run of new cards there, because that, again, one of the things that you always run the risk of with these sets is when you go overboard buying, you're going to end up with tons of chaff. Those look... okay, it's just the edges. When Bolg enters, you may sacrifice another creature. When you do, Bolg deals damage equal to that creature's power to another target creature. If excess damage was dealt this way, a Mass Goblin's X, where X is the excess damage, that would have been sick to have in the Rakdos deck. And our land is Lake Town. Enters tapped. The elves spoke of a strange town built right on the surface of the long lake, under the shadow of the Dragon Mountain. And an Endurance Story dwarf token? Yep. So there you have it, folks. Hobbit. If you still manage to have a pre-release opportunity in the next few days, get out there and play. In the pre-release, you will have a lot of fun. It is a great way to play Magic. It's my favorite way to play Magic, just because it's new, everybody's excited, it's a totally even playing field. You're not trying to play Jeskai Standard, although now, as of this recording, that's been neutered a little bit. So, yeah. Hobbit. What a great time. And we've got more Hobbit to go, and I will give you a bit of a teaser. Just a bit of a teaser, mind you. So we will save the true treasure for later. I think we'll just barely scratch the surface of what that is. And this is what I am looking forward to the most. So the plan was for Beholdeth and I to play in the pre-release and then split this box out and play. Since we're not going to get the opportunity to do that, we are going to split this up and open our packs next time, stick the rest in the mail to the good wizard Beholdeth. And don't worry, this is not going to be the end of The Hobbit. It's also not going to be the end of Magic, because as the spooky season approaches, you guys know there's a certain set very close to my heart, and we can't go a spooky season without cracking into some of it. So, while I try to get all of this Hobbit business organized and put down in the tomes and retired to the troll shares, we will say adieu for now. And until next time, my friends, the road goes ever onwards. Peace.